Nice.
Just ignore him for a little bit. Here, start playing with something in here.
Ooh, whoa, what does Mama have? Whoa, is Mama playing with that? That's crazy. We're never allowed to play with that normally. Is that the most interesting thing in the house that we've never shown Katie?
Whatever, it's working.
No, I'm gonna try to convince him.
No.
Yay! We're almost there. We're almost there. We've almost crossed the bridge. My favorite, one of my favorite literature. One of my favorite literature stories. I thought there was a fancier word for that, but ever is The Legend of Sleepy Hollow. And one of my favorite kind of, I guess, poems, if you will, from that story is when Ichabod Crane is being chased by the Headless Horseman, he's remembering something back that he was told, which is, once you cross that bridge, my friend, the ghost is through, his power ends. And I think of that statement a lot when I'm working on something very difficult, because once you get to the finish line, once you cross that bridge, it's all over. It's all done. You're safe. You just got to get across the bridge. Get across the bridge. I'm just getting across the bridge is all. I'm so close right now. And then the Headless Horseman will no longer be, and there will no longer be time-lapse videos every single day. It's my long way of saying, right now I'm just doing corrections on the episode, adding captions. Justin has a tattoo of an expletive on his forearm, so that has to be blurred out in order to pass the censorship for TV. And as you can imagine, that's not something that's easily done, as an arm moves a lot. So I'm going through and have to meticulously look for every little shot where, even if it's in the distance, even if you can't quite make it out, it's just like not worth it, because then you send it to the network sends it back and whatever. And I'm going out of town in 2 days, so and I have other work that I need to get done between now and then, so it's very time consuming. And then just some touches here and there, some notes from the guys about, just some things. There's a couple, pacing things and just little tweaks here and there that I'm making. All in all, it's not a lot of work, but it's still enough to be time consuming ultimately. But I'm really proud of this episode. It's my first full episode back in the saddle, and I'm really happy with the way it came out. I'm hoping that this will be another Emmy opportunity for me in a year. Fortunately, it doesn't qualify for this year's Emmys because it's airing after the first of the year, but yeah. So just thinking ahead. And I've enjoyed it. It's been really fun. I've really enjoyed this episode, although I've spent entirely too much time on it, considering other things that have to get done. So just trying to cross that bridge. So that's it. the final render. I expect to have at least one network note, but I'd like to have 0. I want to keep a streak of no notes. Production notes is fine, you know. Usually they have a comment or two about, you know, like what might have worked better as far as like a commercial break or ratings or something. That stuff is semi-subjective in my opinion. I mean, professionals, you know, they are definitely better at that than I am, for sure. So their opinion definitely has more weight. But what I'm talking about is technical notes. So no spelling errors, no uncensored expletive content, no overlapping graphics, nothing that's out of safe margins, that there's no timing issues with when the commercial breaks hit, audio levels, captions, none of that. I don't want anything of that this year. I've done some sections of episodes, and so far it's been good as far as, well, it's been going through a filter of somebody else, so I have had, but as far as direct episodes done entirely by myself, I don't want any of that, which is huge, because I used to, back in the day, get so many spelling corrections sent back to me that it would get embarrassing, because we'd be under insanely tight deadline and like things would be overdue, and I'm having to re-render and resend out an episode because I misspelled something in a caption. Thankfully, the way that I do captions has changed so that most of it is being spelled out by the computer, by a robot essentially. So that eliminates a huge percentage of potential typos and potential misspellings. But because of the way the computer generates those captions, it's often mishearing what people are saying, so I have to go in and correct those. That happens quite a bit. I'd say 30% of the captions I have to go in and manually add or change, and therefore there's still a level of issue. And also grammar is something that I struggle with, especially with captions, because the grammar is not exactly sentence structure. It's people don't necessarily speak in full, complete sentences. So knowing where grammar matters and where it doesn't necessarily is difficult to sort of know. At least for me, it seems to come easier to other people, to other editors, but I struggle with it. Anything written is bad. I just try to take my time. I'm trying to stay ahead of schedule as much as that's in my control, so that I have the time to really watch these episodes and watch every edit over and over and over, so I can really look at some of the easy mistakes that I could potentially have made. But I don't know if that'll keep up. Because right now, I immediately have to start on the next episode. And Vegas and Disney is a huge mungo chunk of that time. And then when I get back, I have like 5 days to basically make the episode. I still have to make promos for it tonight. Hopefully, if I can get the time. So, yep.